have to shoot this whole video. It wasn't a long video over, and it wasn't long, but you know, I don't want to talk a whole lot right now. As you can tell, I am a little under the weather, and I've had a really pretty nice, strong cold this week, and I'm just getting over it. So anyways, I wanted to show everyone my new Milletoniopsis. I'm branching out to new different species, and this is red woodham, and it's been doing pretty good. I'm learning, particularly Milletoniopsis likes to be, you know, moist, and I'm trying to keep her, this is dry, so don't judge me. But the roots, I guess, look good. I don't really know what these kind of species are supposed to look like, but I'm assuming they're looking good, looking healthy. This is in moss, but or moss, a combination of moss and bark. I'm not gonna try to find out right now or anytime soon. This one is it's probably doing the best, well, one of the best out of all of them. I think this is a new root. Yeah, because it's all one piece, and it's been growing. It has a nice green tip. This is a secondary root. As you can see from here, it grew extra. It has a nice green tip. It's pretty long. I did have some black stuff when I got it, and this one was one of the clearance sale orchids, and I still have the stems, the old stems. It's probably been like a year or so, and they haven't quite browned yet. I know you can't see, but I keep them because you can't see it, but you can see that, well, you can't see, but they have a potential to become a secondary spike, and who doesn't want more spikes, more blooms? We have a new leaf and a new root poking here. I don't think I had any more. Oh yeah, I got 2 more roots. I didn't realize that. I have these 2 roots, and I have this new root. So a growing orchid is a happy orchid. In this one, this is my orchid that kept falling over. I want to say this is the purple orchid. I had 2 white ones and then one that was purple. These roots are looking very lovely. We have a lot of secondary roots, so they are very happy, and they're transitioning. It transitioned very well to water culture. Let me turn it feels good on my throat, but I have, of course, obviously a new leaf. I have a new root. I don't know if I have any more new roots. I've had them keep popping up and not noticing. I did recently lose this leaf. I think right before I moved it to water. Oh, come on now. Right before I moved it to water culture, I have this light green leaf, but it overall looks good. We have the wrinkled leaves, I think because it was dehydrated several times, and the cracking, which I've learned is because they were dehydrated and then they were rehydrated, and when that happens they kind of blow up and it's stretching. It's like a stretch mark. Anyways, so my next orchid is my new Arizona Snowflake, which just looks like the regular grocery store phal. And this one, this one I got from a orchid greenhouse, and I lost all of the blooms, and of course these blooms are fading, but I do have a secondary spike, so I always love secondary spikes. I have had a couple secondary spikes, which is really nice to see. These roots have been pretty wild, and it has really good fat roots. There's no black here. These are pretty dry, and mostly because I have a vent on the ceiling rather than the floor. I do spray foliar feed mixed with rainwater. I actually added cow mag to it pretty often, well, every day, morning and evening. I pull it out and I spray the roots, and I feel like that is attributes to the growth, and as you can see, the secondary roots that have grown in. I would really love to show everyone my growth and what is going on with these orchids. I really want to make sure I bring them down, like off of this shelf, and show everyone. You know, I had a comment that they didn't know what they were looking at from, you know, me just pointing and like putting the camera on top, you know, like over the shelf. I was being pretty lazy, and I feel bad. I'm not gonna take it down right now. Moving on, my humidity is 50%. I have kept the air conditioner. In the daytime, it's between 73 and 74 upstairs where my room is. And, you know, in my room, it ends up being 76. I do have 2-story ceilings. You know, my hallway is a catwalk. So heating and cooling this size of a house or this, you know, setup is pretty tricky, and that's why I have vents on the ceiling. I will just point out each orchid, and I will pull them down to show everyone the growth. These are my 2 keikis, and look at them, how much they've grown. This one is pretty dry, so I've been neglecting her. I have just watered this one. The other one was still pretty damp, so I didn't want to water it just yet. And this is my Sogo. What is it? Vivian. Oh, what is it called? I can't see it. Sogo Vivian, yeah. And the spike recently died, so I'm going to cut that off now. I have recently had new growth. I will show later. These are my rescue water culture orchids. I think I had 4. I want to say maybe 5, but these are the 3 that have lasted or have lasted so long. I want to say which one was it? This is the one that had a terminal spike, and it's been doing pretty good. The roots finally started touching the water. This one has been flourishing. I have a new leaf, and all of the roots are looking beautiful. It started out with 1 root, and it was barely touching the water, and now I have a secondary root and 3 in total that are in water. This is my inverted orchid. Oh yeah, I had, yeah, 5. I had the one that had the keikis, and there was another one that was smaller. I had another one, but it died. So this is the inverted. It just constantly grows more leaves. I wish it grew more roots. If you have tried the inverted method, please comment down below and tell me your outcome. It is a pretty new method that I've shared with people a lot, and I have tried to spread the word. This is the only one of the roots, and I had another root right here that obviously died, and that's all that I'm gonna say about that one for now. This is my Cymbidium. I wish I was able to show, wish I had been able to show everyone how I had one little, I want to call it almost an infestation. It looked like a silverfish, like a little long bug, like crawling around on top. I was flabbergasted. And I really kind of keep it dry. I have lost quite a few leaves, but it grew a new pseudobulb. I think this is a pseudobulb. Please correct me if I'm wrong. This one is the magic, Sarah Jean. I'm just gonna say that for now. It's been growing new leaves. I thought it stagnated, but this new pseudobulb has been growing. This leaf has been curling, so I know that's not good, but a happy orchid is a growing orchid. This was my orchid arrangement. As you can see, it's pretty pitiful, but it deserves a video all in itself. I'm gonna go through this really quickly. I really want to take this down, but I keep feeling like I'm gonna drop it. But this was my really enormous, a waterfall orchid, so it has like the big, you know, all the way around. I will put pictures of each one to kind of refresh everyone, new subscribers that are new to my channel, and everybody that's been here for the long haul that has seen the progress of each and every orchid. I have a lot of new roots on this one, as you can see, and a couple, I think maybe 2 or 3 leaves, maybe 2, but I think maybe 3, but I think it was 2. This is a really nice looking root. It's growing out of the bottom, as I hope you can tell. I will say that there is a basil keiki over here. Of course, we have that dying yellow leaf, but I'm not gonna pull it off. This is the second orchid. Usually, I think when you have 2 orchids planted together, if things go south, one of them is going to, you know, do better, and one of them is going to be the one worst off. And I have 3 nice looking, well, I have 4, because you got this one over here, and these 3 over here, and I try to keep them wet, and this one is, you know, touching the water, but this one is just barely able to, and I don't want to fill it very much, because as you can see, we have a lot of crowding and a lot of dangers. I have one extension over here, and we have one down at the bottom, so we're gonna try to keep that to a minimum. I have this really cool new watering can I got from the dollar section at Target, which I love the dollar section. I try not to go too crazy. I am using this as a humidifier. I don't even know if it humidifies anything. It's one of those essential oil thingamajiggers, And I think this one came with it, or maybe, you know, maybe I bought it or my mom bought it separately. Really cool. It doesn't have any water in it, but it lights up. It's really pretty. I love it. Oh, as you can see, the bamboo is dying. I can't wait. I can't wait to repot this, and I can't wait to show everyone how it's potted. Finally dug in there. Like I said, I wish I had filmed how I, you know, initially took it out and figured out how it was put together. And I just want to also include, if you have a fresh market, comment down below and let me know if you've ever been to the fresh market and how you like it. I will honestly say that I love the fresh market orchids because I honestly feel like, I don't know if you can see, and it's not easy to take out, but they come from, I want to say Costa Farms, and I guess it's like a greenhouse or a mass-produced orchids, but however they are potting their orchids, they do it well. I think they're potting them in orchid soil, and they use more of a variety rather than just bark or moss, or you know, like at Lowe's or the grocery stores. I really do like the orchids from there, and I want to go ahead and do a more in-depth for each one. I'm gonna do this quick because I don't want anyone to hear me talking to myself. This is the new dendrobium I got from Fresh Market, and this one is not, I don't know if it's my fault. It probably is. Maybe because I love the way Fresh Market has their orchids. They're always potted pretty well, and their soil is pretty good, or their medium substrate. It just won't dry. Like, it's very humid outside. Well, in North Carolina, I think it's subtropical. It's raining. Oh, I'm so glad I'll be able to collect some rainwater. It's not gonna go into focus. I hate that about iPhones. You know, sorry guys. Okay, I think you can see that this one will probably continue growing. Maybe not, because there's like this dry spot. So I think it's done. Dunzo. This one is pretty yellow, as my daughter says, yellow. And the blooms are dead. These two never bloomed or opened. So comment down below, let me know. There's 4, I guess these are called canes, and this one, I had more leaves and it died. I had this dendrobium in the right side of my porch, and it was in the sunlight, and it definitely sunburned. It's doing really great. This is the first one that I put outside, the one that kept falling over. The roots look really good. I think they're pretty fat and juicy, and they're really green. I need to water it right now, but I won't lie, I have been using the hose and just spraying it down. Don't even care. It's an experiment. Like, these are the 3 that I'm trying to do outside. I try to use the rainwater. I would prefer, because it's raining out here right now, to just set it out. 2 new roots that have recently sprouted. I think I have more. I don't want to pick it up. I will say that this leaf got pretty sunburned. I want to say it's sunburned because it got really leathery. There's no more leaves growing as of now that I can see. Let me see. Yeah, I think I see one. I looked outside of the camera, so yeah. It's like a speck. It's been doing really nice growth nothing was doing well during the winter. It was kind of just raining. Let me show you. This is a new orchid, and it has been doing pretty nice. Its blooms are really pretty, and they've been holding in. It's a big lipped moth orchid. I think that's how they call it. I got this one from the same greenhouse. It was weird because I noticed that they don't, what is it called, have like the label that you stick inside. They have the barcodes, and this one is, I guess, phal Limelight. It has a plug in it, and there's no new growth. The substrate was really loose. I guess I maybe dropped it, but I mean, it's down at the bottom. It's doing good since I put it outside. The roots were very white, and now they're really green. I'm really happy about that. I'm going to water it here today, maybe put it in the rain. And I have two more. Well, I was gonna say that I have this, I guess it was a spike, but it's not grown into anything. And it's been there since I got it. I think maybe not. So I'm gonna go inside and show you guys the rest of the dendrobiums that I got on Mother's Day weekend. That was the first one outside, and these are the other two, which are looking pretty good. The blooms are still nice and open. They look healthy. Well, the blooms do, but the leaves on this one, the left side, are not looking good. There's a couple black spots, which of course I believe is from sun damage. There, I noticed that there's 5 canes, and 3 of them were cut off. If you guys could sound off in the comments and let me know why they would do that, I'm baffled. The other cane that has, I guess, either a bacterial infection or maybe it's just plain sun damage or sunburn. There was other leaves like this one that had already fallen off. There's little black spots on both of them, which I am sure that was from the sun. But other than that, these leaves look pretty good. The other dendrobium seems to be much more healthier. I don't see the same amount of damage on the leaves or the canes. I don't believe any of them have been cut off. The blooms are particularly pretty to me. I love the, what is it called, like burgundy on the lip, and then the overall yellow. These leaves seem to be curling a little more. They're also a lighter green with a twinge of yellow, I guess. I'm not sure if that's a good sign or if it's not, but I am looking forward to learning about dendrobiums and how to care for them. It's always, to me, an experiment, and I try to have fun with learning about orchid care. As a beginner, we're always learning as we go. I am going to conclude this video right here. I hope you join me for my next video. I'm not quite sure what it's going to be, but I am signing off for now. Please be safe and have a most wonderful day. Bye.